Welcome to Legacy Boxing Showcase, sponsored by Legacy Boxing Promotions, Pettis Collision. I'm your co-host, Ed Nunez, along with my co-host, Austin Killeen. Killeen's Corner, any boxing write-up or any boxing matches that happen, go to Killeen'sCorner.com for the latest and greatest in boxing. Austin, we've got in studio today, he's got a big fight coming up against Michael Rivera, February 1st. And just seeing him, he's a great kid. He's number one, trained by his father, Fidel Maldonado Sr., and anytime, we've had some of New Mexico's best in here. Josh Pitbull Torres, Matthew Diamond Boy Griego, Fidel Maldonado Jr. So, we've done a lot of Matthew Benavides, Papitas Esquivel. And sometimes I think we forget all the special guests that we've had. Steve Garcia, David Rios, the referee. You and I have done this almost 2 years now, and we sure have had a lot of fun. And I think sometimes we got to stop and say, hey, we've had some good guests here.
We certainly have. I see what happens. This is a big fight for Fidel, and he's on a 3-bout win streak. And the fight that I thought he was back was when he fought Johnny Rodriguez, and just talking to him before the show, he says that's his favorite fight.
That was just, that fight was it recently?
You're right, it was his second of his 3-bout win streak.
Was it the Embassy?
Yeah. His last fight, he scored, literally hit the guy with the first punch and dropped him. The guy wasn't a bad fighter, but sometimes you just get lucky and nail him with the first punch. Fidel caught him beautiful.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean at all that you're a bet. That's why when they say, the science, the sweet science, that could happen to any fighter, really. Yeah. That's why I'm saying I admire anybody that goes into the cage, to the octagon, to the ring. We saw a devastating knockout by Pitbull Torres to the body.
Oh.
And we were right there. My wife had actually the best seat in the house right there, and my wife's not much for seeing ribs sticking out, but that's what happened. And I think when the body shots sometimes are even worse. I mean, you boxed, you tell us. Either one isn't good.
Three times I got nailed with body shots, and they're killers. And you're paralyzed. You really can't do much.
And that's what we saw, with Pitbull Torres, the knockout, the vicious shot to the liver. That's why I tell you what, I love boxing. I may have put the gloves on 1 or 2 times, got hit in the face, and said that was it for my boxing career. I stuck to basketball, thank God. So Fidel Maldonado Jr., as tough as they come, we're looking forward to talking to him. But let's go to some other topics we wanted to talk about. I think Manny, I saw in the news flash, Manny Pacquiao will take on Jeff Horn again in April. I'm not sure where that fight's at. Now, the first fight I thought was ridiculous. I thought Pacquiao won. Now, Horn built that up. He got a couple good fights out of that till Terrence Crawford beat him. And Horn's a tough customer, right? Pacquiao on a 5-6 fight win streak. I didn't think that he'd fight Jeff Horn. I didn't, at his age now, I don't know how many good fights he has left in him, although he looked pretty darn good his last fight. Oh. So I was a little surprised that he's going to fight Jeff Horn next after he's, I don't know what's to prove there. Although it may be a revenge match.
Well, I think if he can win 20 of the 12 rounds, he might win the decision this time.
As long as it's not in Australia.
Yeah, right. Well, if it's in Australia, I know who I'm betting on.
Yeah, it's a very big-time homer decision last time in Australia, but I think Pacquiao, now they had mentioned maybe Terrence Crawford. I think every fighter comes to the point too. Now, Pacquiao still looks good at 40. And then Pacquiao's mentioned maybe a return match with Floyd Mayweather, and you and I told you, I bought that fight, I purchased that fight in 2015, might have been one of the worst fights I ever saw. And then said Pacquiao had the shoulder, and I don't know who really wants to see that fight.
Well, it cured my insomnia, because I don't remember much after round 2. My head was on my chest.
And that fight was supposed to happen in 2007.
Right, it was ridiculous when they finally had it. It's like the third fight between Ali and Frazier. Who cares?
Although the thrill in Manila was still...
I thought it was 2 old men.
Oh, I'll tell you though. Now you're the boxing historian, but I've watched that fight probably 10 to 15 times.
Well, there's a reason for that, because they never show the first fight, and the first fight was front page news.
Oh, yeah, it was. Now you can go to YouTube on that and see that. The first fight too, though, in New York.
Now you can see it. For years you could not see that fight. They just took it off the air.
Well, anybody that's a boxing knows what happened, though, right? Ali coming back up. Yeah, again, I remember I was an 8-year-old kid. There's no closed circuit TV. People think all these fights had closed.
Right.
They didn't. I'm listening to a round by round blow in my room. I remember that. Listening to one of those old radios, the big dials, and what a fight that was. Now the third fight, I'll still say, yes, there were some old men, but gosh, 14th round, Frazier wants to come out, can't even see. Eddie Futch tells him, hey, it's over. It's over, Joe. And they ask him afterward, would you have died in the ring? He said yes.
Yep.
He said yes. Ali was ready to get the gloves cut off.
Ali wanted to quit too.
Yes. And then after they won, Ali says, this is what dying feels like. Both men spent 3 days in the hospital, and really, Ali should have said, that's it, forget it, I'm done. He went to fight Spinks and some other fights afterward. But remember, you and I talk about this too, the promoters at that time, they took a lot of the money away from the boxers, right? Don King had his hand out, right?
Usually it was in your pocket.
Yes.
Seeing if you had any loose change.
Right. So anyway, what you mentioned Earl Spence. Let's get what did you want?
Well, I saw Sean Porter fight that happened about 5-6 weeks ago.
Right.
And I hadn't seen it. What a terrific fight that was. Sean Porter, other than Fidel Maldonado, of course, is my favorite fighter. Because Sean's old school. As he weigh 147, I'll fight him. He doesn't care. And he's just one tough dude.
Yeah, he really is.
Oh, man, he is tough.
Yeah, we'll have to see what's next for Sean Porter. There's so many fights that they've been talking about at that weight division there. And as you mentioned, Sean Porter, one of the best there is in the business.
Oh, it's because he fights everyone. And this was a split decision loss to get dropped in the 11th round. If he hadn't been dropped, maybe he would have captured it. I don't know. But it was a tremendous fight.
Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury around the corner. What do you think? What do you got?
Well, now I don't think that's happening right away. Joshua, I think, is going to fight one of them first.
Anthony Joshua, the victory over Ruiz,
Who
came in. To me, look, he reminded me, and we got about only a couple seconds left. He reminded me of Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas upset Tyson, comes in the ring against Evander Holyfield 3 months later. That was it. Ruiz reminds me of the same thing. I mean, how can you say you don't train? How are you going to say that? And this guy's coming for you. Anyway, we'll have to discuss that more at a later time. We'll be back with our in-studio guest, Fidel Maldonado Jr., after these messages on Legacy Boxing Showcase.
Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655, or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Huge savings on all jacuzzi and Cal Spas hot tubs and swim spas at Dream Style Remodeling, 1460 Renaissance Boulevard. Enjoy family fun for years to come with your new hot tub or swim spa. Get 20% off select hot tubs and 30% off swim spas. We offer easy financing and free delivery and setup. You can rely on Dream Style Remodeling for complete professional installation. Stop by Dream Style Remodeling today, 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club. Hurry, sale ends soon.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655 or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.
In studio guest is Fidel Maldonado Jr. on Legacy Boxing Showcase at Nunez, along with my co-host Austin Killeen. Fidel Maldonado Jr. will take on Michael Rivera February 1st. Rivera coming in with a record of 17-0, 11 KOs. Fidel Maldonado Jr. 27-4-1 with 20 KOs, is on a 3-bout winning streak. So good, great to have you in studio, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
That was always great to have you. You know, we had talked about you turning vegan. It's been great for you. You know, I was even teasing you before, you know, because the holidays, they say the average person gains 5 pounds. So I had to ask you if you had the tamales, the pozole, the bizcochitos, and you said that there's vegan cookies.
Yeah.
And so you stayed away from that stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm honestly walking around like 5 pounds away from weight right now.
So you're in a good spot 3 weeks before the fight.
Yeah, like I could have dropped already to midweight, but I'm eating good, staying ready, training hard, and ready to go.
That's got to feel good that you're at that place before.
Oh yeah.
That you don't have to
'cause-
run and, you know, sweat and go to the
oh,
sauna.
yeah. Before, I used to lose 8 to 10 pounds a day before weigh-ins. And
Oh man, what did that take out of you?
a lot.
Right.
But now I'm walking in on weight, so.
Man. Austin.
All right, after you weighed in, pre-vegan, how much weight did you gain before you entered the ring?
If I was fighting at 135, 155 to 160.
Wow. Now, what are you going to gain being a vegan? What will you walk into the ring at?
Probably within 7 pounds.
All right. So your opponent, who's not a vegan, he could go in at 155 or 60. Wouldn't you be at a tremendous disadvantage because of his weight gain versus your weight gain?
If I let him use his weight on me, but skill wins fights.
Skill wins fights. Well, I've certainly seen you devastate people with a single punch. You don't have to accumulate punishment to knock them out.
Yeah, this guy's a tough guy. I've watched him a little bit, but we're ready. He's going to be 17-1 after the first.
All right, well, it's not a bad record, 1 loss, you know, so you can tell him that when you hug him after he wakes up.
Yep.
So who's the promoter for this fight?
Honestly, I'm not even too sure. I know
You want to know who's going to pay you. That's important.
my dad and them get all that worked out.
He's working that out.
I just fight, so.
So you're fighting in Mississippi. My next question then, who's on the left side of the poster?
Honestly, probably him.
Okay, so he's the house fighter.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay. So they're going to run into the ring and put a pillow under his head if he falls down.
Oh, they're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you don't want him to get up. So,
exactly.
well, this is a great opportunity for you, obviously.
Yeah, it's a big step up from what I've been doing, but these 3 last fights have helped me get to where I'm at now. So, as you guys have seen, I box, use my head, not got
Right.
stupid no more, and
Well, you
Just-
used to get in trouble by being macho.
yeah,
And,
I don't do that no more. So,
so that's gone.
yeah,
Let me ask you this, though, Fidel. I got to ask you this. I think Latins, Mexicans, you know, Hispanics, I got that machismo in me too, right? So what was it that kind of made you think, hey, you know, there's always an awakening, right? And some fighters, there's not. What was it that made you? Because you changed the diet and then you changed your approach in the ring. What was it? There was one moment that you said, hey, I've got to stop and I've got to change. I've got to do something different. What was it? Was there a moment that you came to, come to Jesus meeting there was called?
just my team. You know what? My dad, Manuel, everyone on my team, Manuel.
Manuel Naya.
Yeah, Manuel, my dad, Taz, Matt. They always talk about in the amateur days I used to be able to box and school people, and I got away from it once I went pro because I had power, and I like knocking people out.
You
so-
fell in love with it.
Yeah, and now I got away. Now it's more entertaining to me to take somebody to school. Like I was saying, Johnny Rodriguez. It's my favorite fight. I didn't even get hit, and I schooled him the whole fight.
And he was a live opponent. He had great reflexes. He probably would have won 8 times out of 10 that night, but unfortunately he was in the ring with you.
Oh yeah, you know he's a tough guy. I don't think he's ever been stopped, and he stopped a lot of tough guys from Colorado and fought a lot of prospects, and has never been stopped. So he's a
Well,
very
you
good
were
fighter.
slipping punches. I could see your reflexes were back.
Oh yeah, it's just getting back on my boxing. So we work in the gym now, just reflexes and little things here and there, and so we're gonna use on the first.
And then in your last fight, you had a live opponent. On one of those free things, you just caught him with the first punch of the fight and dropped him.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to go down like that either.
Well, you hit him clean.
And then once he went down, in my head, I was like, oh, he's gonna get up, he's gonna come now. And he was hurt, so I was like, oh, I better finish it.
Yeah, you did. And, so he was a tough guy. That was just one of those bad things for him.
Yeah, but I got the W, that's all that matters, and
Yeah.
move forward.
Was there one fighter that you tried to emulate professionally? Because you talk about piling up the points, right? You had the power, but now you want to work, pile up the points to get the decision. And even those are dicey, right? Because the judges, we've seen
Yep.
decisions, you've seen them, your father's seen them, Austin's seen them,
Yep.
that just make no sense, right? Because you're
Yeah.
like, leave it in the hands of the judges. And I could see where if you got the power, you're thinking, hey, I'll just knock them out. It's in my hands, right?
Yep.
But then you start going to school a little bit, and you boxing school, and you remember what you came from. But was there any kind of fighter that you said, hey, that I like that fighter, or did you emulate, or you got the Trisco Kid style?
I take and pick little parts out of different styles, but my favorite fighter is Pernell Whitaker.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's my favorite.
One of the guys that piled up many points, and people still think he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Sr.
Right.
I
that
think so,
night.
too.
Did you went back and watched that fight?
I watched that fight at least 10 times. And
Chavez got the decision, very
Uh,
controversial.
Draw.
I think it was a draw, yeah.
Oh, I remember watching that fight, and the reaction afterward, nobody could, again, the
Yeah.
judges, right, leaving it in the judges' hands.
Yep, but
Radar defense. I mean, he literally, I don't know how he could slip punches the way he did, but you couldn't hit him.
Passed away tragically in a car accident just a couple months ago.
Yeah. Don't where my daughter lives out there
Right.
in Virginia, crossing the road in front of the airport.
You know, we'll talk more on the next segment, but that's quite a transformation to power to points. So someone was in your ear, and you finally listened. Someone was in your ear, and you mentioned the whole team.
oh yeah, the whole team, you know what? They say I got the skills, just I got to use them. And now I'm using them, and now we're just perfecting them and getting better every time we fight.
3-fight win streak is not anything by accident, for sure. And you were feeling good, and I love the confidence. I love that, because when you get those wins, you pile up the wins, you pile up the points. You're doing it your way, right?
Yeah.
Three, yeah. So you have to. You're eating better. You feel good about your body, yourself, and that kind of confidence you can't emulate.
Oh yeah, I feel great. I'm actually getting over a little sickness, just like a sore throat and stuff, but everyone else, my family got sick with this. They were sick for like a week and a half. Me, 2 days.
That's immune system fighting that, right? We'll be back to Legacy Boxing Showcase after these messages.
Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655, or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.
Hi, I'm Nathan Smith, owner of Realty Executives Advantage right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I built my business on honesty, hard work, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to get the deal done. For me, it's not just about the one sale. It's about developing the relationship. Just ask Drew. My goal is to become your trusted real estate advisor. I truly want to be your realtor for life.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655, or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.
Legacy Boxing Showcase, sponsored by Legacy Boxing Promotions. Pettis Collision, Ed Nunez, along with my co-host, Austin Killeen, our in-studio guest, Fidel Maldonado Jr. He'll take on Michael Rivera February 1st. Again, Fidel, so great to have you in studio. I know you're busy. You took time out to come and talk to us about what's going on with your career, where you hopefully are going to be. But the question I have for you is, Michael Rivera debuted against a victory against Rene Tejas Giron in June. His latest victory was against Jose Luis Gallegos in September. Now, what do you know about Michael Rivera? Now, I know the confidence level is there. I get it, and it has to be, right?
Yeah.
You go in there, it's a warrior, man. It's you against, it's one-on-one. It's not no basketball or team game.
Yeah.
It's one-on-one. So what do you know about Michael Rivera? What do you know about him and game plan without revealing your game plan? What do you plan? What are your plans?
Well, from what I've seen on video, is he's a pressure fighter. I don't know how big he is. He looks bigger than me, but we're coming up with a good game plan, and we're going to go out there and get the W, no matter if it's a knockout or decision, but we're going to have to make it convincing if it's a decision, because it's his people.
It's his hometown.
Yeah. No, I don't think hometown.
Not hometown,
but his promotions, I think.
Okay, so that's dicey,
Yeah.
right? Rolling the dice, because again, you're not. They labeled you as a veteran fighter coming in. You're a veteran fighter that's been around. So in their minds, they're probably thinking this is just a stepping stone for his career, and you got the whole different outlook on that. You're going in there to get a W.
Oh yeah, you know what? Beating him opened a lot of doors for me, so that's what we're gonna go out there and do.
Yeah. The best of luck. I can feel that confidence, man. I could feel it. Austin.
Leading up to this 3-bout win streak, you lost to Barroso
Yeah.
in a rather devastating fashion. And immediately everybody's saying you should retire. So how do you fight all that negativity around you?
Honestly, I don't even care what anyone says. Honestly, I used to go read comments, do all that. And I care less, because the only ones I'm trying to make happy is my family. At the end of the day, that's who I'm going home to.
So what was your thought process? How did you revitalize your career?
Well, we took a little break from boxing. I was still training here and there, but for a year. And then we came back. My dad asked me, do you want to do it again? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So now we're refreshed and we're ready to go.
And then your first fight back was, I thought it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of boo birds out there by the 7th and 8th round.
Yeah.
So how'd you deal with that?
Like I said, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what? My job is to go out there and win. And that's what I did. So, and then picked up a little bit off stuff because in the first one it was just mainly movement. I'd throw here and there, but not too much. The second fight was Rodriguez.
That was terrific.
And I was working off everything I did. And he was just a tough guy. But in the third fight, I couldn't really assess too much. Yeah.
Sharp. But in the second fight with Rodriguez, I mean, I think he would have won most nights feeling the way he did. He looked really sharp, but he just couldn't hit you.
Yeah, he's a real tough guy. And what's crazy is I didn't know he was from here. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have brought some.
No, yeah, he is a real tough guy. But
Why not pass the bucket?
I think one of the things that you mentioned about fighting these tough opponents, I think also the maturity that you mentioned, that you don't look at comments anymore and you don't worry about that. That's maturing too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes I think, we're all concerned about what people think at some point. Sometimes too much. I remember being young and my friends would say stuff about me or, and you're worried about it. Then you get to the point where
you don't care.
Who's your circle?
Yep.
Your father, your team,
My family.
your family. What means more to you than anything in the world?
My family.
One of your daughters just having a birthday today. What's
Yeah.
that mean? I mean,
Everything.
right?
Yeah.
Because at the end, what do we got?
Just family.
The circle. It
Yep.
closes, and you'll see as you get older, it'll close even more.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just,
No, I
sometimes.
understand. It already has.
Oh, yeah. A couple of times I'm like, okay, well, I thought this was one way, and then bam, out of the blue, So I love that attitude too, because who cares?
Exactly.
You're not in here on the grind. You're not doing what I do. You don't know what's best for me and my family. I do.
And then a lot of people have a lot to say, but have never stepped in the ring, so I care less.
I'd be the last one kid to say a darn word. I don't want to step in no ring, but I love to watch, right? We love to watch. I've loved boxing since I was 8. I used to watch my old man.
Yeah.
And my old man did not like Ali because my dad was went to the army.
Yeah.
So I think my father never said it, but I think he was kind of upset because Ali didn't,
Yeah.
he didn't say. My dad did some boxing back in the day, and I think he got knocked out in San Jose, in the neighborhood there. My dad, so even when he was 70, I'd mess. He could still block, and so I'd love boxing, but to get in the ring, whole different thing. No, thank you. Anyway, Austin, you okay?
I'm hoping I am. I think he hit me during the last commercial, and that's
Oh
why
no,
I was
you'd be
choking.
doubled over, Austin. We'd have to get the 911 over here. Go ahead, Austin.
I'm worried. You said you don't listen to any comments. I mean, you're not reading my column? Oh, man. I'm devastated.
By the way, ColeensCorner.com. Keep going.
Oh, thank you for the plug.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that. So, what's beyond Rivera, assuming you got to think positive, you're going to come back with a W? What happens then?
Honestly, we'll see what happens after, but first we got to go out there and get this W because he's a tough guy, undefeated, young. And I'm the older guy here.
How old are you, by the way?
28.
28?
I think he just turned 21 or 22.
He's pretty young,
So, yeah.
but you're younger than Pitbull. He's 30 now.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's okay. I don't think it's a surprise, though, that you reached that maturity age around what you're saying about the body, about people's comments, and, the circle, right?
Yeah.
We all get a point. I remember being 26, 27, and you got to that point now. We're going to have to wrap it up for another episode of Legacy Boxing Showcase. Fidel Maldonado Jr., February 1st versus Michael Rivera. Best of luck, man.
Thank
we wish
you.
you all the
Appreciate
best. Yeah,
it.
you bet. For producer Josh Brown, my co-host Austin Colleen, I'm Ed Nunez. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another episode of Legacy Boxing Showcase.
Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655, or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.